Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. In this series we're talking about the effects of COVID on travel. And I think you can hear that there's no effect if you're in your car or driving your truck, because there is a tremendous amount of traffic passing in both directions on a midday of a Friday. You can feel the bridge even shaking. This was the newest and largest bridge over the Vistula River in the whole country. And you see behind us, Nicholas, by the way. Hi, Nicholas.
Hello, Will.
You see behind us the city shrouded in fog, but almost as if this haze were representing the current pandemic situation. A city surrounded or shrouded in a pandemic.
Indeed. Which is a very great shame.
Not only a great shame, it is the most unusual, one of the most unusual things of our lifetimes.
Very, very, very odd. No doubt about that.
So we're looking from south to north.
South to north, yes.
So the Vistula is flowing this way through the city. You see the skyline, and on to eventually Gdansk.
Exactly.
And in this direction, behind the cameras and behind the traffic, if you followed that in your little motorboat,
You go all the way to the mountains.
you get to the mountains eventually, which would be quite a trip to take.
Via Krakow.
And via Krakow, and it's and Sandomierz, etc. It's a trip that we could take.
We should
one
do.
time. I think there might be some dams in the way or something.
Yeah.
But it's a trip that we could take. You know, perhaps we'll try it sometime.
That would be marvelous.
We'll rent a boat and try it. See how
Exactly.
far we get. You know, like a Boston whaler. You know what that is? Those small boats with an outboard.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Get about a 10-footer, you know, and go for it. At any rate, there it is. There's the city. And in the city, everyone, as we'll see in subsequent episodes that we're going to do in this particular series today, we're going to see the people. And if you go into town, what do you see? You see
Masks.
everyone is wearing a mask. Walking down the street, in a park, everywhere. The only reason we aren't wearing a mask now is because we're in the fresh air and it's just you and me.
Yeah, and the COVID cannot compete with the carbon monoxide.
Now, I think the carbon monoxide is much more likely to get us.
Today, yes.
Yeah. And what about that combination of pollution? What's that's doing to your lungs
Exactly.
in combination with the possible infection of the virus? That's something that we have to also be careful of.
We do?
So it's not a good time to be out running
No.
or riding your bike on a day like this. You have to wait for clear weather or go to the forest.
Exactly.
Here's a fella going by on his bike.
And there's another one coming behind you as well.
And he's got a mask. You see? If you see when this lady comes by, you'll see she's wearing a mask. So people are taking this extremely seriously, that even when they're by themselves on a bicycle, they're wearing a mask, which is extraordinary. And I'm not sure about if that's actually a health benefit or not.
I don't think it is, actually.
No, I don't think it is. But I'm not a doctor and would have to ask or read some anyway. Have to go and read what the...
But that is that's a dramatic view of Warsaw, and you can see on the left-hand side what is going to be the tallest office block in Europe.
The tallest office block in Europe, one is growing there.
Yes, exactly.
You can see the tallest thing. It is much taller than what used to be the dominant building, which was the Palace of Culture.
Exactly.
And the Marriott Hotel.
And I think it's going to be even taller than the Shard in London.
No, this is going to be the tallest building outside of Moscow in Europe for now. I think they're going to have to build one slightly taller in London or somewhere. Maybe maybe
not.
Frankfurt.
Maybe COVID will affect the appetite for large office buildings in city centres.
Okay, look, speaking of city center, well done. Here's some more riders wearing their mask. I hope that was a thumbs up and a friendly thumbs up. We're going to move closer to the city now and take up a new position. So see you after the break. Right, so we were way down yonder not long ago, Nicholas and I, and we've come back to the center. And I can tell you, we're gonna, in the next couple of episodes, go right to the center and show you what the city looks like during this pandemic second phase of lockdown. Shops are closed, etc., etc. But for now, you saw the, let's put those photographs in now of the people who are getting married. You see, life continues. And two people getting married, the drone was taking their shots, right? Yes. As they were walking down the opposite side.
She must have been very cold in that dress.
She must be cold in that dress.
It's quite a nippy day.
Yeah, but you know, love will keep you warm, I guess, right?
That's the theory.
Yeah, love will keep you warm. And I just love that because that's a sign of optimism, the sign of looking forward to the future, and a sign that this will end.
Yes.
It won't go on. It won't go on forever.
No.
It will end. And you know, vaccine may be on the horizon.
Maybe.
So it's time to be a little more optimistic.
Yes.
We've had too much bad news this year and too much paranoia.
And I think the fear has made it worse. And as I said earlier,
it makes everything.
Governments are stoking up, playing on people's fears rather than actually being optimistic.
I think the governments are made up of people who try to do the best they can, but then they also have political considerations which sometimes the collective political consideration undermines what individuals may think.
Yes,
you know, that creates its own momentum.
But if they bankrupt the countries, as is looking good,
we shall see. How many people do we know?
Nobody's going to survive from a wrecked economy, and it is not a debate between lives and the economy. It's about lives, full stop. The totality of life.
Yes. Yes.
And this is what some people say, oh no, we've got to lock down because the governments can afford to pay, we don't need the economy. Oh, rubbish. With a failed, you point to me one country in the world with a failed economy which has good healthcare.
They don't exist.
Exactly.
And also there is a sense that with all the money one pays for healthcare, the healthcare should be working for us, not us working for the healthcare.
Well, the idea you should, the UK can't save the NHS. Rubbish, the NHS is there to save us.
I think this is
completely nonsense. And it goes,
no, we work for the government rather than the government works for us. I mean, this is a concept which is increasingly we were brainwashed with. The government works for the people in a democracy, in a republic, like the beautiful republic we live in here, that has found its rebirth since '89 and continues to be a leader in this area. And okay, so oh look, here comes a boat. Remember we were talking about taking that boat up the river?
And here it is.
Here they come. It's probably the police boat. I don't know. We better put our masks on.
We're not wearing masks on a bridge.
They're not either. And there they go again. Our friends with
with the drone.
With our friends with the wedding dress and the wedding outlook. Oh yes, it is the police, isn't it?
It is the police.
Yeah. There they are. Nice little boat. Maybe we could borrow it. Okay, that's all from this episode. We're going to go to the center now. We're going to walk around, and perhaps we'll see other nice married couples. Oh, they're right over there. It's very beautiful. Maybe we'll flip the camera around and get a shot of them right now. Can you do that? That's a great way to end this segment.
Yeah.
Okay,
on
cheers.
a note of optimism.
Right. We'll see you on the next episode of Poland Daily Travel. Isn't that beautiful? That's what I like to see, people in love. Okay, see you next time. Hang in there.